Deep in the heartland, hundreds of miles from the nearest major city, is an old facility with a new secret.
We're out basically in the middle of nowhere. The site is enormous, and we have these different structures dotted around for miles.
The first impression that everybody has when they come here, hands down across the board, is simply wow.
The more you traverse this landscape, the more you realize how much is here and how much possibly happened here.
While much of the site fell into disrepair long ago, the largest section appears almost unchanged.
The scale of the original site is right around the size of Manhattan, but what you see behind me right here, this is the most important part of it all.
The design of the bunkers, the spacing between the bunkers, tells you all you need to know. This is a place that was filled with danger.
But with those risks now long gone, something else is taking root here, and life is slowly beginning to return.
This facility was abandoned for decades, but now things are changing. What these were built for originally makes it absolutely perfect for what it's becoming today.
In operation for over 2 decades, this was once a highly secure military site.
The whole site was security fence. It was all manned 24 hours a day by security guards in armed vehicles, and they patrolled the base. We couldn't get in this. This was off limits.
Tom Simons grew up on a neighboring ranch and recalls the thrill of straying onto forbidden land.
When we were kids, we'd hunt rabbits and bobcats over on the west end, and we found a hole under the fence, and we'd crawl under there and pursue our bobcats, and the guards would come. They were in Jeeps. They had like a 50 caliber machine gun mounted on the back. When you're 9 years old, you get pretty scared.
Now a shell of its former self, at the time, the armed security was here for a reason.
These buildings, from what I gather from some of my friends, was small arms storage, like weapons, 50 caliber machine gun, a handheld, and I guess ammunition for like anti-aircraft and different things like that.
The facility as a whole at some point housed bombs, grenades, rockets, and chemical toxins.
It was a truly nasty cocktail of chemical agents stored, such as VX gas, mustard gas, and sarin. They weren't nice ingredients.
As well as a facility to store weapons, it was also a place where old ones were incinerated, a process that has left lasting memories for those who lived nearby.
Back to when I was growing up as a child, they destroyed poison gases, and the worst memories I had was on the east wind. The smoke from the mustard gas and all the different horrible things would about gag us to death. We couldn't hardly breathe. Our mother would wrap towels around our face and wet them so we could breathe through the towels.
This is the Black Hills Ordnance Depot, a site established to make sure the United States was equipped for war.
After the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, America was thrown into the war, so all of a sudden it was no longer about preparation and more about ramping up production of weapons and munitions.
The purpose of this place was to receive munitions, store it safely, and maintain it so it was ready when it needed to be sent out.
Construction began in early 1942. Here stood a vehicle classification area. Nearby was an airfield, ammunition workshops, and packing areas. Burning grounds for old munitions were located at the edges. Chemical weapons were in the northwest. And it was all constructed remarkably fast.
The thing that impressed me is this entire base was built in about 2 years, which nowadays I don't think it would ever happen. 6,000 men working on it, but everybody did it by the old-fashioned way, handwork.
The largest part of the base was filled with storage bunkers, or igloos as they were nicknamed. In total, 802 were built.
2,200 square feet apiece, 2 to 3 feet thick concrete walls all around, and double rebar, insulated under the earth. Inside every one of these bunkers was as many as you could imagine, bombs, ordnance of all kinds. These things were packed to the gills. These bunkers were constructed impeccably. And the worst you'll see out of any of these after 80 years in existence to this day is minor cracking.
The first shipments arrived in late 1942, well before the site was fully completed. But with war raging abroad, across the country, sites like this were put straight into use.
We had military personnel, we had the advanced technology. If you can't back that up with the ordnance and with the weapons to sustain that fight that they knew would go on for a very long time, we would have been out of the game a lot earlier.